Hello about the O. I really wanted to get this point across, and there's a lot more though, but see, there's the A. Now, I was trying to talk about in my last video, which I'll put at the end, and I'll create a figure eight with that, and we'll kind of go back and forth with it. By the way, the O is definitely the symbol of the oscillator forever life and or pi 8, that forever going. So then now oct 8 oct. Oh, coincidental kids again. Hide your parents. Hide this from your parents. It's too simple. Life is way too simple. I mean, because yes, I mean it's disturbing when you figure out what we've been complicating it up. Oh fuck, yes, we have. It's like a design. You'll one day you'll see, but simultaneously you won't see it unless you'll see how simple it is. It's like thank God I could see how simple it is because that trash anybody would just get talk about it, an ultimate O, which rotted in hell O, whatever. Okay, so let's go back to what I was trying to expose, what I see, and what I can see in the symbols of the English alphabet, which is an interfacing system sent from benevolent beings who live and, in fact, create worlds from outer space. And this thing, if we can understand it and get its intention, the original intention, it's not supposed to be used as a weapon when it's converted into the way we say things and stuff. That's where it starts to get very tricky, and even why it's here. So, like why we even open our mouths. What I mean is, what is talking? What for? It gets into, well, there's words, but then there's the writing, and that's where what is most important, because now we're looking at equations and the literal way that the laws of physics are working, and that is exposed through what everybody in the world seems to have to learn, which is this English language, which includes, you need to learn how to use the word to put like the word the in the right place, and or certain things like that, to, like, some foreigners will get it wrong, and it's like, well, you have to, there's a reason why that it sounds ridiculous if you don't get it right. It's because of the way that flows go, but that's just a very basic indicator of what I'm trying to expose. Say there's 3 levels to this shit at least, and one level is in fact the supreme understanding that is God's. Um, it points at God. That's really what we're here to even say to each other. And if you're going to hand the document over, it's just a reminder. It's like, by the way, did you forget about God or something? I mean, really, in case you forgot, there is this thing that we do, which is interfacing with each other and like slapping the perception around, saying, where are you? Did you fall unconscious? Really, it's an innocent thing. There's where that conversation might be, and it is. It's called Buddhism. If there's a discombobulated perception there because of the mind that blocks it, it's a strange occupation and or practice. After a while, this is what the aperture that gets the third eye open is naturally there a teacher. They're just actually just there's something about them that they feel. They say, uh-oh. It's the O factor. You owe not only to yourself in this experience, it's just a complete waste of life if you do not give of the information that is not only about this attic. Now it's an attic. Now let me tell you how our frame as a what we are atomically gathering. I'm really jumping ahead and trying to explain something, but just now I see what's happening. There's the case that there's a plasmatic field, which is space. It's alive with energy that transmits electromagnetically. Now, the word plasma in it, if you break it down, what these space beings show us simply as attic. It's saying that, and now the attic, babes, is your mind. It's where the storage of, usually, metaphorically, you can relate, in case the kids are listening, you want to make sense. It's where grandma and grandpa and great grandpa and all the memorabilia is stored, and it could be very important too. It's like, well, what is this damn thing? Well, that's called a protractor. That's something that we use with our hands, and it's what we used to do as intelligent people that we're losing. All the tools are up there in your attic. The A, I tried to explain, okay, this is what is going to tee it off for everybody, for me anyway, and this is very real. We're going to, together, we're going to see it. The pyramids, how that top bit is missing, you know, the top part, they kind of go like that as far as the symbolism of something missing there is the plasmatic. It's that that machinery, the pyramids, which there are a lot more on this plane. There could be some right down the mountain because they're shrouded in dirt. Something has piled up dirt against it and said, leave it. And if you x-ray some of these darn hills that look, first of all, there's one right over here, and it's called Pyramid Mountain Peak. It looks like a darn pyramid. Why do not you just start unearthing that place? It takes like 20 to 45 years to unearth an entire pyramid like they're doing in Bosnia. And what they are is their machinery that interacts with the plasmatic field. Now, this is all very it's made of programs. It's like highly technological, scientific, um, you know, and the way that Darwin would try to explain creation of things is wrong, in accordance to, like, if you include the non-physical operations that are governing all matter, that brings it to a completely different way of creating all creation. And so, getting back to our attics, those pyramids, how they interact with our the plasmatic field that we're talking about now as attic. Now, what we're saying is, I keep getting into it, the outer space, which is 3D reality. I love just toying with, like, these people, these narcissists, and they go, 5D is coming, and well, have you ever gotten into 3D yet? Do you know what that is? It's just outer space. A lot of people don't know that. There's something weird that goes on, and I thought about it. I looked at it in the way that they teach people what 3D is, and they get a fucking one-dimensional piece of paper. They get a one-dimensional thing, and they say, look, this is what 3D is. They draw, first they draw a box. There's one. Sorry, you can't see it. I would draw it for you, but then there's a way that you make a 3D box by just drawing it, and it's still, that's, no matter what, that's still two-dimensional. I mean, one-dimensional, the paper. And you're going to stay in your one-dimensional mind about 3D reality with this. It's not really what they're explaining there. It's weird. It's like, the second dimension is your body. It's not your mind. It's your body. It's this paper itself. We can actually build a goddamn box out of the piece of paper and get more to the point here. As far as how now that if you've gone 3D, there has to be a space there inside that box and stuff like that. Space is involved no matter what. Outer space. Otherwise, you haven't gone 3D, huns. Simple, the plasmatic field, which is not, okay, so we love to hear Carl Sagan and all these people say space is not empty and it's not dead. And Tesla's like, we could pull through the plasmatic field. We don't know where it is and how it's happening, though. See, something warns us and says, you cannot fuck with the ionosphere because, well, people have been struck by lightning, and then all of a sudden they come up playing the piano and knowing 6 languages. They're like, yay! They didn't know shit, but now they're like, I don't know, dear, but I just want a piano now. And how do I know how to speak Russian and Chinese and fucking Turkey? I don't know. Don't ask these questions. How we know? We just know. Talk about now. Now is that plasmatic field. You can get into it, Huns. That's why it's really important to meditate, because it does something. It's a different mode of using your brain that in the West, psychologists will never explain to you that this is it, because they only know of sick minds and they only know of the sick mind. And I often go into it. I say, yes, the mind is sick, but no, there's actually a healthy mind. There's a mind that it's not a mind at all. That's why it's healthy. It's not what you think. Literally, it's not what you think. You are an antenna. You are an antenna hooked up into this pASmATIC plasmatic field that is being ran by a very scientific situation that doesn't last. As you notice, we corrode with acidic deterioration and we die. That's an illusion. This is a field. This is if you want to talk about simulation, a game, and you're wearing a spacesuit, I'm stopping this at 11:55.